let's talk about how
Ow.
a lot of these influencers are prostitutes.
Oh, yeah.
That's rather aggressive, but yeah, it's because we know the whole Diddy thing happened. And I know we didn't really talk about it on the podcast, and I think part of the reason for that is because I think it's so deep. Like I feel like we would have to do like a full like 3 hours on just the whole concept of the entertainment industry
Yeah.
because it's crazy. But I wanted to focus on like the women influencer kind of culture a little bit because I know a lot of people were shocked to see Young Miami, and this is all alleged, so we don't know any of these things to necessarily be true. But I saw Young Miami was listed as one of the people in the Diddy case, and then also there was I think 50 Cent's one is 50 Cent's baby mothers. If he I don't know if he has multiple, but at least one of them
Yeah.
was listed in this suit as well as being a sex worker.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people were shocked about that, but
Don't know why.
I don't know why, and it's not like a indictment on them as people specifically, but it's just like I don't know how people think influencers get money, but just having followers doesn't get you paid.
Yeah.
So if you're not selling a product, which you know they all end up trying to do, if you're not,
Which is interesting. 'Cause I wonder why they try to do it. Do they do it to muddy the waters, or do they do it just to have something that's considered legit,
yeah, it's probably like something.
or just extra money?
It's probably something to convert outside that lifestyle. Like their
Yeah.
introduction is doing the sex work. And let me say first and foremost, no, like I'm not one of those people that like judges that kind of stuff in that way.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what people do. So this is not going to be a criticism of sex work itself, because you know get your money as long as you're not harming anybody. Then I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't particularly care what anybody does, and I'm also not going to judge. Get your money.
Yeah.
But I want to mostly just talk about how everybody's shocked that so many of the models and social media influencers are sex workers. Really,
Yeah.
like the Instagram is the advertisement page, and then the DMs is where you could put in your offers.
Yeah.
Like if you're not selling a product, there's no other way. Like you're not getting paid on social media like that. Like they don't have YouTube channels. They're not getting paid off that. They don't stream. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people are so shocked that that's what they do. Because what else would you have expected them to do
Yeah.
to get money? So it just doesn't really make sense to me how people are confused. But yeah, I guess maybe the shock of seeing Young Miami up there, but
Like,
you
what do
know,
people think that was though?
I don't know.
Well, when people are slow, they thought that was a real relationship. Like, aw, they're in a relationship. Aw, so cute. I was like,
Nah.
do you guys not listen to her music? Like, she already told people who she is in her
Yeah,
music.
I think people don't pay attention to lyrics.
Yeah. Or they think that they're just chatting.
Like when they're messing with scammers and do all, because that's the funny thing about it is that a lot of the women rap and men's rap is too,
Yeah.
but a lot of the women rap specifically is about getting money off of a
Yeah.
man.
Scamming a rich N.
Yeah, like that's
That's like their whole lyrics.
is the money thing. So if somebody's whole focus is getting money, then what makes you think that they wouldn't do that for money?
Yeah.
So it was just confusing to me. I saw a few people being like shocked by it, but it's not shocking.
It's not. And like I think people, like you said, they will be real surprised to know like all their favorite influencers that they love so much. A lot of them, that's what
A
they're
lot of
doing.
them.
Like you said, their Instagram is the equivalent to standing on the street.
Yeah,
It's like they're promoting themselves. Like, why do you think every picture they're showing their body? Like, come on.
yeah, that's the whole
Every
point.
picture their butt is showing.
Every picture they turn
turning.
around.
Yeah, like
yeah, there's a reason for that.
it's crazy.
Because there's no other way to get money. There's literally no other way. Nobody's paying you. Instagram's not paying you because you have 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. And if you're
For
not
me-
working if you're not working a regular job and you're not selling products online, then where else would you be getting enough money, especially enough money to afford the things that they afford? Because like, there was somebody talking about that where like they were into. I don't know if it was Starlet specifically, but they were saying how, and this was a famous entertainer, but they were like, you go into the strip club and you see the bartender has on $100,000 watch.
Yeah.
It's like the bartender
Like,
at
come
the
on.
strip club is not getting $100,000 watch from
Like,
bartending.
come on.
So again, no judgment, but people should just be more aware, I guess. Like it's
Yeah,
not.
because that's the thing. Like, fine, live your life the way you want to live. But I think the issue is when people are looking up to those people and they're thinking that it's attainable by not doing those things, and then they're so shocked when they find out that's how they got it. Like, that's why, like, just don't look up to these people.
Yeah.
Like, look up to yourself. Like, do your research on how to make money. That's why it's kind of funny because, like, you see tweets where it's almost like people are saying that people like me are apparently like a lost art. I'm like, what? I thought that was normal. Like, women with regular careers. How are we a lost art? I feel like we're the average. So I'm confused. Are we? Am I a lost art? Like a legitimate career, not trying to scam, not trying to do the sex route, like just literally education and being an accountant. I mean, yeah, I would say being an accountant, a Black woman accountant is probably rare. But
yeah,
it's kind of sad that people are trying to act like us women who have like, I don't want to call it legitimate careers, but like the traditional careers is considered a lost art. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put that out there and say that it's a lost art because, of course, there's a lot of women and still most women that are in, like you said, like traditional careers.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put that out there, but I do think that there's definitely like a super increase in the rise of women that are exploring that path because they can see how much money can be made.
And I feel like we're seeing an influx of younger people into it too. Like I feel like a lot of like everybody's, I can't wait to turn 18. I can't wait to turn 18. And the second they turn 18, there's the OnlyFans link. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Scary.
But yeah, it's scary because, like I reiterated my whole stance on the sex work thing. I have no problem with it if that's what people really legitimately want to do. I just wouldn't want people to be taken advantage of or not really wanting to be in sex work because there's some that are like really like
they're really about that life. They were doing it before there was even any money attached to it.
Yeah. So for them, they probably don't care as much, if at all.
But some people, they're just doing it because they want to get the money, and then those same people end up going through depression, drug addicts later on in life.
You see this with a lot of famous porn stars. I don't know her current status, but Emily Willis.
The one that died?
She died?
No, man. I can't. I don't know.
No, I don't know if she died yet, but she was
remember the
hospitalized.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's her.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just saw like lately 2 different names that appeared of women that.
Yeah, and then one did die. But so okay. So 2 days ago they said she woke up from a vegetative coma.
Dang, vegetative is crazy.
Yeah, which is crazy. And so like you see in that industry, people, that's the result of somebody getting taken advantage of or feeling like financially.
Yeah, they had no choice.
So that kind of stuff I don't like, and I don't want the popularity of that to increase as an option.
I feel like people are just lazy though, because it's like there was always negative influences growing up, right? Like obviously I would say now is more than ever because of social media, and we didn't really grow up with social media as much. Like we grew up with it, but we kind of grew up with it, if that makes sense. Like we grew simultaneously with it. But now it's like full-fledged, right? And people are literally growing up, absorbing everything. But we had those influences existed for us.
They did.
Like porn stars were still a thing. Like it wasn't OnlyFans, but people were porn stars. That was definitely like a thing to do. I feel like our biggest influence was the YouTuber thing, right? Everybody wanted to be a YouTuber, but that still existed. Being a stripper still existed. Like we grew up watching Blac Chyna and seeing how she was able to be a stripper and turn into a rapper's baby mama. So that influence was there, but we still decided to do it the right routes.
It was there, but like you can't compare that.
Yeah, no, now
it's different. You just see Joe Blow, and then now they're a multimillionaire off of OnlyFans. Like think about what I think. What was Ben Adon when he was on Yachty's podcast? He said just even managing the girls, I think he said he was making $30K a week.
Damn.
Like that's unheard of type money, and you can see how just in 1 second people's whole life can switch.
My whole thing is the money is great, but for me it's not that serious to be doing that. Everybody to each their own, but I just could never imagine myself doing that. Like I don't know. Like. Unless, like you said, someone's really into that, and that's like a desire for them. They've been doing it before there was money. For me, there's so many other options to take before going that route, and I feel like so many people default to that route. And for me, that work is not. There's no longevity in it. So if you're not making the right money making decisions, the right investing decisions, what are you gonna do when you're in your mid to late 30s, 40s when you start? You're aging out, right? What's the plan then? to use the money that you saved up in all those years of your 20s working?
You could.
Yeah, if you make the right decisions. But I don't think a lot of people make the right decisions. I think they spend their money stupidly. I don't think they invest it. I don't think they save it. And then that's why they become depressed, because it's like, now what? You can't even go get a job, right? Because now, like, your background check is going to come back crazy. So,
yeah.
And you didn't make any real efforts to have any other, like, forms of stability, any other degrees, any other certification. You know, they didn't really make those choices to do those things.
Yeah, most people don't do that. But I saw, I don't know what show she was doing, but Abella Danger, I don't know if you're familiar.
I heard the name.
Like, probably one of the most popular of all time.
Mm-hmm.
She but she's young, like she's like around our age. She's in school now. But the amount of money that she would have made is like a ton. Like, she would have had to have made tens of millions of dollars at this point.
And the thing is, you could have crazy backgrounds and still go to school and still get jobs, because it's like people are becoming more lax about like background checks and like what you've done in your past, but still.
Yeah. But anyway, to get back to the specific like social media thing, yeah, it's just people don't be confused and don't be shocked. But like, I know people like aesthetics and are like, oh, I like the way this person dresses and, you know, their life seems cool. But don't be shocked about that being a reality, especially when it comes to that line of work. Like, even when it comes to modeling and stuff like that, modeling doesn't really pay like that. So people got to make money one way or another. So people should just not be as shocked to hear about certain entertainers or people out here that we see that are popular doing sex work for money. And that goes for both men and women. So it's not, because I've seen and heard some rumblings about even that from like a male perspective, like the men, because there's a concept of having a name with no money. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people with a name but no money. Like, just because you're popular and well known doesn't mean anything. That's why like people will be shocked to see that certain rappers or certain people don't pay their bills, because they got the name but they don't have any way to really monetize it. So like, don't be shocked when the men or women, maybe they got their money and it was like only 2 years where they were getting money, and then they start doing something else to try to get money. Like, that's what Fetty Wap is like locked up for now, because he had all that money and then he started, I don't know what he was doing. Like, he said he was spending it, you know, whatever, but then he gets locked up for selling drugs.
Yeah,
because he didn't want
all those hits.
Because he didn't want to fall off monetarily when his music fell off.
You got to keep up with that lifestyle that you're used to and that you've been presenting.
Yeah, and that's typically like the male version of like prostitution. Yeah. But I've also heard rumblings about that kind of stuff. But even in the entertainment industry, where men getting paid to do like sex acts.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
But
with other men probably.
Yeah.
Or with maybe other women that other men want to watch. Probably could be a whole bunch of stuff.
It probably gets insane. I don't even want to know. But
yeah, like, even that reminds me, even Karrueche, I don't know if you're not really on Twitter, but she's been posting feet pics and posting OnlyFans links, and I'm like, dang. But it's like, she's one of those. You're getting older. You like, your relevancy is kind of dying. The thing that you were probably getting money off of doesn't exist. You know, one of her main money makers, which is being associated with famous people, right? Chris Brown, Victor Cruz. Those relationships, I don't think she's with Victor Cruz anymore, right? I'm not sure. So it's like, now what? And it's like, that's why, like, for me, if I had to pick a life and a route to go down, like, if I were going to be the route that they go down, like, maximize it. Make sure you're investing all that. But there's, like, a sense of security, I feel, living the lifestyle that we live, that is unbeatable, in my opinion.
Yeah, and this would, because you brought up that point, like, that's the other part. There's, like, a lot of popular women that are popular on the internet.
Yeah.
And a lot of their claim to fame is by being associated with somebody else, and I think that that's always a dangerous kind of place to be in.
Yeah,
and it's on both sides, right? Because the more popular argument that people would bring up would be Safari and Nicki,
yeah,
or just any point when one person is just vastly financially above the other person.
Yeah,
the person that's below, like, that's such a tough spot to be in, because you're not making any money. Like, you're just around. So they're paying for all your stuff.
Yeah.
They're paying for your lifestyle. And if they were to ever disappear, then that would be it. Like, your whole money is gone. Because I did see the Karrueche thing.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, if you're not tied to the money anymore, how else do you expect people to make money, right?
Yeah.
Like, and no disrespect to Caresha, Young Miami, but her music isn't selling to the point where she can afford the lifestyle of the men that she's around.
Yeah.
So there would be no other way to upkeep that
except
with her music.
Yeah.
Because she's popular. They have a crazy name and they have super hits.
Yeah.
But those hits don't last forever.
That's why, like, even probably JT and Uzi, right? Like, maybe that's why, we don't know what the relationship looks like, right? But maybe that's why JT might still be sticking around as long as she has. So we don't know. There's been rumors about him cheating and stuff. But a woman's gonna more likely stick around with a man like that who they feel is literally maintaining the lifestyle that they want.
Right. The buy me this, buy me these bags.
Yeah.
Like that whole culture. Because the men's version of that typically is tricking. So I got my whole bag is I got a lot of money and I could purchase women basically through material or just money. And women is I could get men to purchase things for me, which that whole type of rap is prostitution.
Yeah.
Which again, no judgment.
They're glorifying it. They're just singing in a nicer way.
Yeah, no judgment, but that's what the music is. And I think people get confused when they're saying like when they're saying these things. I think women, like the consumers, and why they're probably confused is that they think that they're saying that their man, their boyfriend, their husband has to buy them things. And it's like, nah, they just want anybody that could give them that lifestyle. Anybody that could put them in a Ferrari, a G-Wagon, buy them bags, give them money. They're saying that for anybody in general. Like they will give it up for any of those kind of things. And it doesn't have to, and the women that are rapping that, they're not saying it has to be your boyfriend, it has to be your husband that is doing these things for you. They're saying anybody that does it. So it's like promotion rap. Prostitution rap.
Yeah.
But people should, I don't know. Maybe people don't listen to lyrics. Maybe
I don't think people listen to lyrics.
I don't know.
And I don't think people really have, like, because we understand money, right? Because first of all, like, we make it, right? Like, we're in business. But I don't think a lot, especially young people, I don't think they have a concept of, like, money and where it comes from and what makes money. Like, what's considered a profit? Like, what, like you know, when you talk about, like, what's, like, a profit center, like, what's actually making the money? Like, even when I talk about my own job, right? Like, I do accounting. Accounting doesn't make a business money. We just maintain the integrity, right? We maintain the financial statements. We make sure that the business doesn't collapse because, you know, staying up to code or whatever, right? But we're not directly responsible for making these companies money. Like, you know, I'm now going to be working in the pharmaceutical industry. Accounting is not making the money for the pharmaceutical company. It's the pharmaceutical drugs, right? So I feel like people don't understand that translation. So it's like, how do you associate someone having followers with making money? Like they never, I don't think they really conceptualize how that doesn't make sense. Like, no, the only way really influencers are making money is from like them promoting products. That's really like the only way they really make money. And when they have a following, they're able to use that and come up with a ratio of their engagement rate. Okay, how much engagement do you get based off how many followers you get? They come up with a rate, and then they promote that to advertisers. Like, look, okay, this is how many. Like 50% of my followers liking my posts. So that's a high engagement rate. I don't think most people even have that. Like that's really high. You get paid based off that rate. That's it. Having the followers themselves doesn't do anything. And I don't think a lot of people are really intelligent enough to conceptualize what actually makes profit. Like what's the money maker here?
Yeah.
You know?
Especially like entertainment is so volatile. So it's like.
So you saw that with COVID. We saw that with COVID. Yeah. Like once the COVID happened and all these artists couldn't tour anymore, like that was their big money maker is touring.
Or even when there was the recent writer's strike, like people immediately are out of work and are not getting paid. Or anytime like it's too volatile of an industry. Like you're hot 1 second and you're not the next second. Like they love you, then they hate you. Like it's too much movement around. Like it's too complicated for money to be so consistent as if it's like a formal job. And again, no judgment, but just for anybody out there, like don't be confused by that. Like that's not an uncommon practice. You know, at the end of the day, it's prostitution no matter what, but you know, you might hear people refer to it as escorting and
tricking.
All that kind of stuff. Any of those kind of words, it all means the same thing. You're doing something sexual for money. Like
for me though, like I mean, like I know we said we're not judging that, and I know this whole point of the conversation is just getting people to understand that's where the money is being made from. But I don't know, like I try not to judge, but I really cannot like understand that. Like I don't know, I just feel like everybody views sex different, right? I just feel like that's such like a privilege for people to have that experience, and I feel like just to give it out is crazy. I don't know. And like how do you not as a woman feel like, dang, like am I lowering my value because I'm like giving something up for money?
They probably feel that way, but what do you value more?
Yeah, I think people value money more. But it's like your body's your body. This is your only body that you'll ever have, and like you're gonna treat it like that. I don't know. This is crazy to me. For money, I don't know.
Maybe, like you said, everybody's different. So,
what's worse though? Somebody giving it for money or somebody giving it for free?
Yeah, and that's the other part because there's a lot of people out here.
What do you think is worse?
Giving it for money or giving it for free?
Because when you're giving it for free, right? In a way, you're doing it for yourself, right? But when you're doing it for money, you're literally doing it just for money.
I think it depends, cause like Tiana Trump's example, like she was doing all that stuff in general anyway.
Yeah.
And then she said her friend told her, you might as well just make money off of it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a combination in that scenario where it's like she's doing it for herself because she was doing it before the money, and she's also now getting paid. So it's like doing it for both.
Yeah.
So if it's like a scenario like that, then.
Which that's fine. That's how you want to live your lifestyle. Like I said, not everybody values or views sex in the same way. Like some people want to just be open and experience as many people as possible. Like fine, but that ain't me.
Doing it for free versus doing it for money. That's a tough one. I won't give a decision on that, but I think doing it for money is tough because there's the morality part of it.
Yeah, like you're putting your moral side for money.
For money.
That's why I feel like it's worse like that, actually. I feel like for free, like I said, for free, you're probably doing it more likely just for yourself or whatever demons you're battling. But money is like you're pinning your own, like you're pinning moral side for money.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So if I was to have a hard stance, it would be like, yeah, doing it for money is worse.
Yeah.
But if you are going to do it for money and you also enjoy it at the same time, then
fine.
Then fine.
But if you're doing it for money just because you need money, like that's crazy. Or because you just want money or you want quick money and you know deep down you're not that type of person, but you're doing it for that reason, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other ways to make money out here. You don't have to live a luxury lifestyle. So
that's the other part. You don't have to you don't need all of the. Everybody wants those things, but you don't have to have the G-Wagon and mansion life and everything. Like, of course, we all want that, but you also, let's be realistic, right? None of the people that you're around have that.
Yeah.
Like, not many people could name anyone that they know in real life that they know personally that has these things.
A lot of people probably can't even name people personally who make six figures. So let alone
so jumping even that over
$1 million, like come on.
Yeah, and $1 million is a lot of money to make it, like really in life in general.
Yeah, but
also just in 1 year.
We just did the math about how long it would probably take us to reach 1 million, like in total income ever in life, and it's like years, almost a decade. So
yeah, but anyway, your favorite influencer is definitely a sex worker.
Yeah.
If they don't have like an active business that we can look at.
Yeah. Like, come on. I want you to be real honest with yourself. Even, and especially too, you can see, because some of these influencers don't even get a lot of likes on their posts anymore, but they're still somehow maintaining a lifestyle. Come on, we know what that means.
Yeah. They're
barely promoting products. They're barely posting YouTube videos. Like, come on.
And some, let's be honest. We've heard.
Some of them have money saved up too. So
yeah, you could have money saved up. But yeah, definitely. Like I've heard, guys paying 20, 30, 40.
Sad.
40,000.
That's another thing we gotta talk about too. It's who do we blame? It's like the men, right? The men need cause it's funny, men will complain about women doing these things, but they're the ones creating the market for it.
I said that, but it's only the men that don't. The men that complain about it are the men that are jealous of it.
That's true. Because the men that do complain about it but I don't know, some rappers be talking about like bops and this and that, and they be judging women, but then they're the same ones that probably are participating in that.
Yeah, they're just hypocrites because they've definitely 100% bought someone a car, paid for somebody's veneers.
But then out there in music talking about, your girls, and blah, blah, blah. I was like,
they just be chatting. We're not paying attention to them. But we still always gonna blame. Because it starts and ends with women. So if women don't want to go for it, even if a guy wants it, then that's it. Then we don't even have the industry.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I won't place blame on
on
who, because it's two people. Takes two to tango. So
And I mean, the industry's been around since the beginning of time, so
The
that's
very
another
first
thing.
job.
Like it's saying the stuff is not going to change anything. It's been around literally since the beginning of time.
And we don't necessarily need to change anything.
Yeah, we don't. Like that's
it's just an awareness.
It's not
thing.
affecting me. That's
it's
their
just,
life. Yeah,
it's just an awareness thing. Don't be confused.
That's the whole point of this conversation. Just letting people know, like, stop looking up to these people, thinking like, because sometimes they'll feed the lies to you too, because they don't want to admit how they're making their money, right? So a lot of times they'll feed these lies to these young girls. Oh, all you need to do is work hard, start a business, get an LLC, post YouTube videos, just post content. Like they'll be pushing that stuff onto them, knowing good and well that then that's not how they're getting their main source of income. Like, why are you lying to these people?
Yeah.
Like selling a dream. So people just need to put, they just need to use their noggins and put two and two together and think about it. Really think about it. Like, they're not showing off their body because they think their body is nice. They're advertising themselves. Yeah. Let's be honest. Like, it's crazy. That's why I kind of wish we had a little bit more intel. I wish we knew like how people really get down, because we'd probably be shocked if we really knew like the secrets of some of these people.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked either, but it would probably just be funny. Like, dang, her? Oh my God, her and him?
Yeah, Rocky said that one time. He was like,
wow.
I think he was in like a 40-something or something like that. And he was saying how some of the women that were on the boat, you would never think.
Yeah, like, dang, you're here? Oh.
And it was like their first time doing it, or just like all that stuff. But yeah, when you see all those, again, it's not everybody, and you can't just assume that just because somebody might be even around that they're doing it. But yeah, if there's certain people that's on the boat, like, in Miami,
like that one girl, I heard she's like a real pass around, get around that. I think her name's Sarah. She's like blonde hair.
Allegedly.
Sarah
Snyder.
I think that's her, right? And she look so innocent and like nice, but it's like I heard she be around.
All alleged.
Around.
Alleged.
For a while now too. And I'm not sure if she's still engaged in that, but I mean, if you go to her page right now, I'm sure she's on a private jet somewhere. And it's like, whose jet is that? It's not like, come on, we know it's probably more likely than not her money.
Right.
But.
And women, I think there's also the thing, and I wanted to wrap because I didn't think we were going to talk about it this long, but there's also the thing, like, men, I think women get confused too that men are paying women just for being pretty and not doing anything.
Yeah.
And there are the dumbass men that will do that.
Yeah.
But 9.9 times out of 10 is going to be some exchange of services. Like, men are just giving away money for you to just sit there and take your IG pics.
Wild exchanges too, because I heard like some one girl, she was associated with Selena Powell, like that whole the thoughts I just give it up for free, right? They be going through it. I heard like getting peed on, but they like it because they're just sex fiends, right? But imagine the ones that don't really care for it, but they're doing anything for a bag. That's like the whole thing with P Diddy, R. Kelly. Like, you hear about the stuff like that with them, like. The stuff that they're probably doing, getting peed on, getting degraded. Anything for $1.
All alleged, but yes.
And $1 that's not even gonna last them forever. That's the crazy part to me. Because like, what's the retirement plan if you're not investing the money, if you're not putting it in someplace? It's kind of crazy to think about it. And then we end up seeing how those old thoughts end up falling off and what they end up doing when they're like in their 50s, 40s. It's like. It's gonna be interesting to see a lot of like the people that we like, the well-known ones that we've been around and seen, how they're gonna be in like the next 20 years or less.